just started recently, but it's one that will be existing in a best-of-5 grand final for the first time.
Yes, sir. One that kind of lies for position in the battlefield that is Counter-Strike as this year comes to a conclusion. One that we could become accustomed to, but haven't seen in a context quite like this. What sits in front of you on one side are unlikely heroes.
I'm ready to soak this up. This could very easily be a 5-map affair. Inferno is the perfect place to start because we saw Falcons kind of ascend on this map. But Furia are an even more difficult test. You know,
Out of the gate, not one outside of his sight. Very comparable to the exact pistol Falcons versus Vitality. Yeah. Almost damn near mirror here that Falcons just hold this ground. You know, it's not just this crowd that's trying to will this championship lift into existence tonight. So much blood, sweat, and tears put into this project. And now coming together and finding new heights. That's the tale coming into this Vista 5. And then easy pickups over towards B to kick it all off. There's the response. But we'll be keeping eyes on Molodoi all night long. Supposed to be the superstar. Has been, consistently. Never skipped a beat from the moment he stepped onto the big stage. You got to lose. Go for it. Picking up pistol. Something that was so loose from the back, but something they very clearly fixated in and fixed.
they made it up to 11-2 after yesterday, something like that. It's on the pistol round, so absolutely recovered an important part of their game. Get into it slowly. I think one thing that stood out to me the most yesterday was Sonic getting so involved in the timeouts and what he said, but in terms of his energy, you know, him using his hands, getting emphatic, you really saw that he was getting involved. He did it early. I think that's going to be such an important thing. They pick up a guy like Sonic for a team like Falcons, with a player like Kyosuke coming in, and the amount that needs to be arranged, he's got to be the arranger.
You see so much pressure on him as time goes on. That pressure just continues to grow, and everybody's demanding results of this team. You got to wake up every single day if you're the Falcons and fight for these moments. And then once you get here, no longer can you let them slip through your hands.
With a lineup like this, the expectations are incredibly high and also justified. And they know it, so the pressure means. And that's why projects like this typically don't work. Super teams historically have always underperformed because, well, by definition, they were expected to win everything, and no team can guarantee that. Look at Vitality in the second half of this year. It's hard to win. Furia were maybe the literal last roster in Tier 1 that anybody thought would be the team to beat. This goes to show you how many contenders there are.
You know, Furia's path is really just one of stepping stones. The scale of the tournaments that they've been able to win increases one by one. You know, they say the first is the hardest, and I think that's so true for the fans of Furia.
Yeah, and for the contenders as well, I think you always wonder, you know, until he wins that, you know, is there going to be some nerves? You know, when we saw the Austin Major, we saw nerves, but he overcame it entirely. It's been an amazing career arc for him. Now he's looking to crest at the end of the season. So close to a fourth win. Unreal to even say that in such a short period of time.
So 35 seconds to get that smoke down towards top middle. Still a bunch of utility here held on to Furia. Falcons really haven't taken down on anything. Send a message back to the direction. But you know, the beauty of new with Falcons yesterday was Content stepped up in, you know, let's say Nico's absence. Not meant to be a star any day of the week. With one, excellently done by Content up close and showing maybe he's got some punch lines tonight.
Yeah, even small trades like that, not getting them with Tech 9 and stuff like that, it's just huge for Falcons. They were willing to let us die in this spot because they said, hey, if you get 2 or 3 kills, that's all good. We don't have to back around with a player at top banana getting a deagle shot at the same time as you die. Get as many as you can, and you got almost all of them. That's a ZE2.
Gonna keep Furia out of the fight. Ace damage, really making this so difficult for Furia to get any kind of footing. Tech 9's hitting the ground, Desert Eagle still in play. Close phase, and there's one back from Furia. Again, looking dangerous at least. You know, it's not round wins out of the gate, it's chipping away in an economy for Falcons. It's still majority alive for the defense, but I think it's just a good showing of individual ability. When everything's going wrong, you're smoked off, you've got 1 versus 1s. It's not like that, you know, totally falling flat. Nobody has a kill, getting 4 rounds into this game.
They've got to get kills, man. Especially when Falcons getting the first 2 every round, getting 3 after or 2 back is actually huge.
Bless you. So that's 2 kills in round 2, 2 frags in round 3. Still majority alive each time. Here we go, Furia with guns.
Yeah, you got to, you know, on these eagle rounds, you got to see that 5K equipment value all down off of those kills individually.
Par for the course then for the starts here on Furia's side. Molotov in banana. That's going to be Falcons showing a willingness to fight, but even better utility comes barreling down the middle.
Really knowing that Furia's game plan is coming towards banana very often. Beginning of the round, that's the twin fangs right there, down to 20 and 7 HP.
It's a difficult place for Furia to find themselves in at a minute 20, but still Fallen will not be a stranger to testing brackets. Now, that was a lot of the utility Falcons had, still holding on to some incendiaries to just keep Fury and Casarado at bay. They're so low that they couldn't charge through fire if they wanted to.
I mean, they've done so well. It's actually really risky for Fury to think about going back to do slowly and 1 extra grenade to finish off 2 guys. Gonna set up that.
Nico plays ball timing.
The flash too.
And then the flash goes back the other way. Goes straight up front. Kyosuke, who's just playing in the arch. And this is showing me already great team play from Falcons, right? When the banana opening gets kind of pushed back, we get those mid-nades. When Nico wants to go for the peak test, it's that perfect flash. Nico gets traded out. There's been every element of team play you could ask for Falcons to set up this very comfortable 4 versus 3. All the way down to join Yuri and Casarado in sitting on low health, and will that low health prevent them from even taking a look at this site?
It's definitely affecting their decision making right now because they could totally go for the site, but I mean, body shots take them down. Let's see if they have the courage. They're gearing up for it. It needs to be instant to the dome.
Wow, this is great for you. Montesi off to the races as well now. 5 frags through his name, 4 rounds into play.
I mean, I'm loving the start to this round. Obviously, anyone can see that it's great. The HEs that come down, both at mid and from banana, and then just that Nico, Kyosuke, ready to pair off each other. Even when one guy's to a flash, they're keeping a material advantage the whole way through. And then this utility damage paying off at the end. They're going to be extra happy to find that out later. Sometimes that stuff remains unconfirmed until the day's done.
I think Falcons can be happier with the way this game's kicked off. You've still prevented Furia from even putting a bomb down so far on this T side. There's been a lot of talk about who's the best here in Hong Kong so far, and Montesi holds that title. He's also starting strong, and that's going to be an important element of this game. We look over to the other side of things. Casarado's still sitting on the goose egg. And yet again, it is a limited Tech 9 pack.
One thing that helped with Falcons yesterday, Kyosuke's individual level on Inferno, he played above par. He did really well in that game. So much impact. And we're seeing him really come forward for a lot of early fights. I mean, we know Falcons play aggressively on banana. Here's more of that retake setup, which I think is even better.
Braves leave it down to 35 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I love the idea. It's a flow and silk with the DP side. Rotation coming over from Nico.
While that walkout comes through, it's an easy first pickup. Flashbang finds players in sight, but again, Big Sam's able to just pop up in preparation for those flashbangs. So you whittle down Fallen and Co. by 2. Still 3 players in this smoke plant. Because of the smokes that go down, it's a gun given over. Fallen knows he should put that in Yuri's hands. And Yuri's lethal on Inferno again, a statistical anomaly in that he is their top performer on this map. Nice lineup in the back of that site, but there are silver linings here. For the first time, Furia find a bomb plant. They're able to get through what was, again, a solid team play and a solid setup. It's a round win for Falcons, but it's a lifeline for Furia to get that bit more money, to show they do have fight.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we have to consider that progress, but it really is. It's kind of light on actually how quickly these odds have gone in favor of Falcons. And even though a couple of kills have come down, for the most part, Falcons have never been in danger so far.
You know, some of the most notorious Falcons moments is when it feels like they're no longer in danger, losing just unlosable rounds. Keep yourself away from those kinds of moments. Don't get down.
Oh, these days you're getting way too much out of this.
There's Suitcase stuck in the corner for a second. Oh, he's kind of locking in on this one. Utility of his own will cut off that front runner from the back, but it hits Pope, so not ideal. Now you've got 2 players trying to fire at him. He will go down with nothing. Jason on his first kill is found 6 rounds into play.
See how important that was to establish control. It'll be the DPs moving around. Let's see if Furia can capitalize on an early 5v4.
Just said Falcons haven't found themselves in danger. Well, now they lost 3v5. As Nico's ambitious move into the apartments doesn't go well, but yet again, draw the attention down to the health bars.
They get too stringy, man. Look at these HP bars. Someone's going to pay the ultimate price.
Furia cannot afford to be comfortable. One single thing goes wrong here. One player goes unchecked, and a spray down could cost them multiple bodies.
I'd actually love to see a gamble here from Falcons. It's only taking an early lead off, but this is going to be a strong play towards A.
Monacy has another Molotov as well. What if he drops that? You know, we just mentioned all that low HP here for Furia. So fire in front of this pack on short side would be lethal. If Monacy drops that nade, it's going to be a golden moment, but he keeps the gun out instead. He will multiply his frags, and we go down to a kick-down clutch real quick. If he pushes it, see it down. For Yuri, bomb still not planted. Falcons going for the jugular tonight.
They're rushing. He goes that utility damage coming from B from Kiosuke here.
It's repetitive.
That could be the story of the match if this keeps going this way.
Nico trying to step up for more. That's a And again, team play, man. Yosuke gets 2 frag kill assists. Kixan gets 2 flash assists. Nico scoops up all the kills. But this is a concentrated effort from the entire Kid Falcons. 7 rounds into a CT side that looks like it can do no wrong. Recovering from 3 versus 5 is wild. Kixan's gonna keep that pressure up. Maladoy follows back with a kill of his own, but then again, the stars combine. And as it is a bit of a takeover for the bracket control, yet again, we have to ask at what cost? Low health Maladoy, half HP for Yuri, and a Falcon squad that is starting to overall confidence.
That's a nice bait.
To trick Nico to take that one overstep. Is it enough to get Furia in with a 2 versus 4?
We are getting these contributions in the middle of situations out of Maladoy, but overall, there's still a man down and almost no help to spare. Kixan has been an absolute weapon over here in B. He's playing paranoid CS right now, making sure to be careful.
Quick end to Maladoy means
One standout from Kixan already.
maintaining the top performance of this squad. Look at those.
By the way.
Big game leader, by the way.
Yeah, game leader, by the way.
It's a very confident one, right? We've always talked about Kixan in that regard. Always confident.
Yeah, no, we've seen some games. Obviously, with Falcons, it's hard to stand out. You get less of it now, but you know that it's possible all the time with him.
Yeah, Nico's talking about having to give up some of that star potential, not to Kixan's goals, but doing them to perfection this evening. Sick of wasting opportunities. It feels like that's Nico's mantra tonight. Another fight. How many walls does that bounce off? And yet still,
They're playing cool.
all of this damage for you kid on a half the stomach. It feels like they choose these different positions and no matter where they go, the frags just keep walking on. Homing missiles out of Falcons.
You got Sonic behind you. You better be throwing a strongest utility. Where they made those AGs famous. Furia manages too. And they won't get to respond in the second half if we even get to see it. This half is already so disheartening of a start in Furia. They haven't even gotten around.
One bomb plant.
Yeah, as hell was around as closest that they got to winning.
A single bomb plant.
Yeah. I guess that 1v2 was the closest officially, but
Falling yet again, kind of giving a sniff of brackets control. Not the first time that he's had a willingness to step forward through mid. Nico sensing danger in B. But this is still Furia playing both sides of the coin. Remember, bomb is over on Banana, so that's the critical point. It's about to come through. And while they lose Yosuke, there's still 2 players here to combine on a crossfire. Smoke's going to come off Nico. Can Kixan really thrive in such a high-pressure environment again? For Furia, but once more, it is a huge health advantage. He slots in between the 2 remaining players that Falcons had. Their second
that round played really well, and to show you how good actually Furia are, they play it detailed. It's not just a rush that they just go all in and get lucky entries. No, they play it slow, like they know they can put together rounds on a good game plan in their normal matches. They play that one with confidence. They use the clock accordingly. Hey, Toronto's woken up really quickly now. There's nothing gimmicky about it. It's just very strong, very good map control, not overplaying things.
And that's risky too, because they were a little understaffed on Banana, I thought, for what was going to be the lead. Flames have to sign up for that one. Fallen's brain busted open. Into the post, on the angle.
Yeah.
But still kills Gabriel. With how difficult Banana has been for Furia to achieve, working, so
it's also his utility damage that's the best part about it. Yeah, but Furia is a little bit late to sort of change their game plan, get back the rounds they lost, but they keep on pressuring early. Oh, that's damage.
Gets hit hard, frag grenade thrown for him.
Like again, it's a big killer.
The utility just keeps coming. At 45 seconds, he's going to swat this one away. Now, at the moment, we are talking about a Falcons that is majority committed to the opposite side of the map of which Furia is about to try to sink their teeth into. Smoke meets them on arrival at 35 seconds.
It's still like okay to get out. See if Yosuke can stop him.
Flash over costing one player in the pit. He says Willie is unmatched at times. And that just gets absolutely stuffed on arrival.
Yeah.
You know you have to go through the smoke because of the timing of that piece of util. From the bottom of Banana, he better not die after time. This is already starting his escape at the moment. Worried about somebody else being in bottom mid. They try to run him down. That is 9 rounds for Falcons.
That's smoking. That's so good. I mean, this is going to be a reference game for their utility, honestly. Like, you don't see many Inferno matches where the CTs are this dominant, this creative, this on point with their timings, their game plan. You can tell they didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Yeah, I mean, Inferno is a hitch point in the series, even though it's where it started off. They know they won last time versus Vitality, but they have to take it to a new level to win again versus Furia, and they are. I'd love to know if there are nerds here for Furia, or if it is just a straight-up masterclass. It's the early to mid-rounds, again, like, regardless of nerves, the HEs are landing where you're standing. It's not like it's getting to tense moments at the end and Furia are blowing it on bad trades. And you can see the even-handed amount of damage at A and B. Scared to take back control anywhere. You don't know where it's going to come.
Taste of your own medicine, but a bit too late. There's no denying that Furia have just had their hands full because of the utility. It's been hard mode, stepping into any portion of the map at low health. And now Monty, trying to set up. Just follows through on his terms, secures an 11th frag on the CT side with still more runway to go. And it is a quick switch to the opposite side of the brackets. Now, there is eyes on this.
Bullying them because they don't have enough.
Yes, for that exact peak, but he doesn't have the tools for the job.
Money's crystal clear. The rich get richer here. This is a moment where Furia just, they can't even scare Falcons.
Galil is at 9 and AK for K Serrato, but all three of these players with 4 kills to their names. Nothing would have inspired you to believe they could follow through here and now, but when the going gets tough, they're going to get going, but they've also left that bomb. And by leaving the bomb, they can't follow through. This is a mistake here for Furia. There's no...
This is how you make it and how you push it forward. If you're Monty, you find an aggressive timing to push through his smoke. You never give respect in a spot like this. And again, he's playing against a team he knows doesn't have it on. This is exactly what you want to see. It's not something you're going to do at the beginning of a game, but it's a perfect play for one now when you're on this many rounds.
Still content to put on a show the entire time, trying to chase kicks in at the top of that scoreboard. Final round of the half. Double digits Falcons. A statement of an opening in Sunday's best of 5. Nico trying to find refuge between the utility is taken down to 5 health. Certainly going to be difficult for him to get anything going this round.
A little bit of the smallest moral victory to get the first kill off the utility here from the T side. But this has got to be the worst Inferno start.
Again, Modesty at this point in the game is going to be content to go for duels, but knows he also doesn't want to offer Furia a second. There's a stack of heartbreaking round losses for Falcons in history. So they know the value of a single round of Counter-Strike, and to keep Furia away from that would be big.
And especially since the trophy lifters are the ones who are eliminating them consistently.
45 seconds, we've got a lot of Furia ready to hit this, and we've seen at times that kind of split the pressure up, but nothing to overcommit at B.
Yeah, totally. And Furia know that this round actually still matters.
Big numbers, so Furia just hope that they can follow through as a pack, as a unit, to push through this one. Modesty dives into the sight. This is his first chance with SS Cross, right it away, and that is good damage, but they'll clear out. Furia come through with numbers, and yet those numbers still remain even. This is not the best smoke in the world, and Kickstand's gonna spot that. Likes this opening.
Yeah, he actually could have pushed it.
Holloway's hands on an op. Finally, this gun has been so elusive for Furia's young star. Yet Kickstand, good for a clutch, has already posted one in this map, and as he gets closer, a missile shot reopens the door. Right there in the middle, this shot. Furia finds one of the best by way of all-in-A. All Furia has is bring away a critical pistol. And needless to mention, every player on Furia too.
Yeah.
This is a B hit. The way that the arch lane is currently going down, there's nothing in apps, there's nothing on short. Those two A players want to be B players as soon as they have to. And that smoke in front of them. Sometimes we say that dropping a smoke will deter the team from coming into the stack that you want to establish, but I think Falcons are just going to try to bust their way through it, and it's going to cost them bodies. All of it's certainly not ideal. This smoke is going to fade, and when it does, there's
They knew that Falcons were going to try to come through it. They set up perfectly and hit some great shots. So they actually do break this time, and that's something we saw earlier. Furia struggling with. No, it's not that point just yet. Win this next round. Step 2 is make this game kind of close. That maybe thinking about trying to win or get to overtime is not worth even considering, but these are dignity rounds at this point. This is a map they're supposed to do way better on. They need to make Falcons forget about that masterclass of the first half, scare them a little bit, earn themselves some confidence going into a break.
Fallen's a huge advocate of that mentality, that philosophy of CS. Draw back to blowout is the plan. TSF's first victim of this one. There's a lot of deagles and a lot of potential in hand right now at a minute. And as they crouch and crawl their way closer, Holiday gets it back. This threat is real. You've got the M4 now. He can't come through the top. And we both also unhappy. All it needs as many kills in this round as he has had all that long. Kickstand surpassing 20 kills with that round. I mean, it's one thing for Kickstand to be pulling out these late round clutches. It's another for him to be a part of the Deagle highlight reel.
Seriously. He's hitting everything.
This guy's form in this moment knows no bounds. But Furia will test into the apartments. At least there's some money to work with. That is the best gun that Furia are equipped with in his chance. And as Molinoy applies pressure through the apartments, it will be Tesses to answer back.
That would have been a 5v3 that Furia were looking for. Obviously, they can't hit back with the guns they have.
As small as they may feel in this moment, with that scoreline stacked against them, they have to continue to play active counter-strike.
That's right. That's the hardest thing to do when everything's going wrong.
It is on Furia to summon opportunity.
Not a good smoke. Oh, the clear front. That's very scary. And then
Jumps over it, ready to go, ready to end this here and now. All the Falcons ready to barrel down into a vacant B-bomb site. There's not a kick for this retake. There's barely any util already. Single flash for Case Dorado. And that M4 that started it, I'll make it two. Fallen's gonna get sent in. It's Kickstand to continue to just thrust Furia into their early graves on Inferno. This was Furia's choice of a map. They wanted to start this grand finals here, and that's got to be a sickening feeling, knowing this entire time your fight has been damn near non-existent. Still, setting up the M4. It's an ace called on Yuri, but remember, no kid in the middle of all this. Desperate to push through. And as he taps that bomb,
Yeah, it's amazing, actually. Kickstand. He can do that. They can do anything. There's a team that does not need that extra firepower, and he had two amazing clutches, unbelievable consistency, and even the ego performances towards the end. That is the true strongest form that Falcons have ever shown.
if there's any